Shut up and sit down.
It's the Media Virus Podcast.
Shut up and sit down.
It's the Media Virus Podcast. Now here's your infection team.
All right. Well, one of the things we decided to do in the B block this week was to talk a little bit about this article that we've got loaded up here. Non-Americans are sharing the dead giveaway. Someone is American, and they are pretty right. Now, I would like to say that the dead giveaway is that we are fucking free and not fucking all depressed and European and bullshit. But let's see what else they got. So one dead giveaway is they call you honey or sweetie or darling. Now I only call complete strangers honey. So
I mean, I'm guilty of this, partly because of my being raised by boomers and around boomers. But
oh yeah,
the other, there's the other reason, which is I was told, and honestly, it was by a boomer, that I should never put myself in a position to really screw up. That if you refer to your significant other primarily as honey, sweetie, dear, you don't run the risk of calling anybody a wrong name.
Right.
It's good advice.
I mean, it is good advice, but also, if you don't know your wife's name, then
what even are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that.
So I pretend I work on a yacht because I've been watching shows about yachts for my whole adult life. So one thing that I know is super American is asking for ice in your drink, like a lot of ice.
Yes.
And like ice water. Like nobody else in the world is drinking ice water.
No.
The United States they're the only ones that refrigerate their beer. We're the only ones that refrigerate beer. And we have the highest case of prostate cancer. But we're also we drink more cold beverages than any other country. It's true.
Yeah.
That's because we know how to make them cold. We figure it the fuck out. It's called refrigeration.
Maybe you guys don't want to taste it.
But so here's a list that one guy went through. Wearing sneakers with anything. Sneakers go with anything. That's it. Right, wearing sneakers.
An outdated thing though, because like the new vibe is to wear sneakers with everything, like bright white sneakers.
Right, for Americans.
If you're for Americans,
not for
it's everywhere.
No.
You're like 2025.
No, you are horribly bigoted to the United States.
I think I have a pretty diverse.
I don't think so. But big smiles and firm handshakes.
And a lot of the world doesn't do that. No,
and they should.
Smile for what?
You smile and you shake someone's hand. Okay? That's how the first world says, hello, I am trustworthy.
Not a firm handshake.
Oh, yeah.
You don't trust a firm handshake.
You listen, there is nothing more trustworthy. You don't want to get into a pissing contest. Like, you don't want the guy crushing your hand. But a firm handshake shows you what type of man you are talking to.
You want to you want him to know that you're there.
That's right.
Sure. What's the next one?
Remember that you had that one friend said I shook hands like a salesman.
Who?
Was it Coco?
No, she would never say that.
Who said it then?
And
I have no idea.
When I first met you.
When you shake hands like a salesman, it's a firm. Here I am, handshake.
That's right.
Damn.
You're saying, damn fine to meet you. Lots of North Face products. Now, I know that you especially enjoy making fun of people who wear North Face.
I want a North Face so fucking bad, but in my size, it's so expensive, and I'm just a hater. I'm just a lurky ass hater.
Well,
you don't have to admit to being.
North Face is ridiculously expensive in everybody's size.
Honestly. I wish. So my mom worked at Polar Tech, or she worked at Malden Mills, which made Polar Tech fleece, and she still has like Polar Tech, like original Polar Tech fleece blankets. And I know my dad had a fucking Polar Tech fleece fucking like zip up, and I just wish that he saved it and I could have it. I love a vintage.
But renting Segways. What's up?
I said vintage is cool. I agreed.
Mm-hmm.
But is renting Segways for sightseeing tours, is that cool?
See, I don't think so. I don't mind.
I think they're just.
It's just because Americans don't want to walk.
It's because we're lazy. So they rent Segways. Segways
on the cobblestone.
Go fuck yourself, Limey. Using big adjectives generously. Wow, your aunt's kidney stones sound awesome. This Euro Shopper beer tastes great. What big adjective?
It's saying awesome and
great and awesome. They're big. They're big words.
So complimentary Americans.
Oh, they're big. So they're adjectives for big, like awesome and great.
Big concepts. Yes.
Oh.
I think they mean like they're over, like in these two thingies. They're like overly enthusiastic.
So clapping and cheering.
That's weird. Irish people don't clap and cheer. Okay, go to a bar.
There you go. Telling one's life story within 15 minutes of meeting them.
This guy is trauma dumping on this fucking.
It would seem.
Right? But like he met an American once.
He met a shitty American is what he met.
Right.
Here's one that makes sense, right? She said, apart from the accent, mostly it's the prepared for anything look they have about them. Fanny pack, backpack, bottled water, camera pouch. Compared to various other tourists, Asians tend to herd together for safety, while Europeans vary between blend in Scandinavian to designer brands everywhere French, and traffic laws are for others Italian.
Oh.
But Americans are the only ones that seem to view a perfectly civilized modern city like some kind of uncharted jungle that doesn't have a place for shelter in the rain or buy a cheap bottle of water. Yeah. All right. So let me explain this to you, fucking European, Yorkshire pudding. All right. You fucking limey Euro trash.
No.
All right. This is what we do. We leave the house and then we don't go fucking, we don't, I'll go buy a bottle of water, smoke a No. All right. We leave. We're exploring. Okay? We're discovering. That's what we do. We discover.
I mean,
just like Columbus, we go to places that people have been for thousands of years. And we say, hey, look what I just found.
That's right.
We should claim it.
Incredibly loud, but incredibly friendly. Now,
I mean,
I wouldn't exactly call myself friendly.
I feel like Italians be like, oh, we're so loud. We're not yelling. We're just Italian.
Well, that's
so
true.
That doesn't apply. You know what I mean?
All right.
But Americans are louder than a lot of the other cultures, and we tend to be more outgoing and friendly. Like, hey, how you doing? And like, hey, look.
Damn fine to meet you.
I was just trying to be European and blend in.
So, all right, here's number 4. And this person says, I asked my wife, Japanese. She said, in Japan, I can spot Americans by the way they dress compared to Europeans. Americans tend to lack fashion sense.
Okay, so it fixed itself at the end.
No, I can tell that the Americans by the ones walking around like they own the fucking place because we bought it.
Well, no,
it's ours.
When I first saw that, I was like, well, she can tell in Japan because they're not Japanese looking.
Right.
But it was to compare them to Europeans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, everybody in Europe will say the same thing.
Right. Everybody in Europe dresses like a fucking fairy. That's why.
Is that why?
Yes.
You would literally love to dress like a European. You're so fucking gaudy. So bye.
I'm sitting here in my hooded sweatshirt and my denim dungarees.
Okay, well, you have fucking clades, so like, give it a rest.
Yeah, but when you get yourself gussied up to go out, you
love an outfit.
You do a look.
Well, here I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain to the Japanese how you can tell the Americans. We're the ones walking around like we bought the place because we did.
Did we buy Japan?
The fuck up, and then we put it back together.
I just feel like Japan's thriving. Why are you so offended by this Japanese woman?
No, fuck them.
Number 5's good. Number 5's good. It's one sentence.
When you can hear them before you see them. On the streets, they are instantly recognizable. They walk in an ugly, indifferent manner, usually with their hands in their pockets, or they're leaning against a pole or wall with a newspaper in their hand and gum in their mouth. This guy gets all of his information from the 1940s.
Literally. What is this, a Dick Tracy fucking episode?
Yeah, I saw him. They was standing over there in an ugly, indifferent manner.
Oh, this was all right. This was my grandpa in the Netherlands in a letter to his sister.
Oh.
On June 4th, 1945.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we win wars. We chew gum. And lean on poles, bitch.
North Face jackets.
I went to the college in the U.S. I'm not American. Fuck you. You wish you were American. I just used America for their pristine education system that I couldn't get in fucking Europe. Fuck you.
I don't think that they're European based on their name.
When I went home for my first winter break wearing my brand new North Face jacket, my friend asked me if I was given an American citizenship with the purchase.
No, because it's harder to get American citizenship than just buying a piece of shit. All right? You got to know stuff.
Oh, this one says it. Americans generally are more confident in the way that they present themselves. Most other countries tend to be more reserved. Walk into a room full of different nationalities. I guarantee the American person will be the first one to introduce themselves.
I'm Matt and I'm an American.
It's a confidence thing and I admire it.
That's only if there's not a German there.
Right.
Because the Germans will hop up and roll over you if you're not careful.
Claim the room.
Yep.
Oh, when I was visiting Germany. I missed it. Never mind.
Wait, where? Oh, when I was visiting Germany in college, a girl said to me, "Do you know how I know you're an American? You wear white socks." Needless to say, I haven't worn white socks since. Why? Oh my God, somebody said I was an American because I wore white socks and then I never wore white socks again.
I mean...
Why
are you offended by all of these?
Because these people are fucking... First of all, listen. You know what people in America think about what the rest of the world thinks about them? We don't. We don't give a shit.
I think you don't.
No, we don't fucking care. All right? Very much care. Once Canada is the Canadian States of America.
Oh, you're doing a thing.
And I'm not doing shit. I ain't doing nothing.
Okay.
All right? America's doing something.
Sure.
The Gulf
Are they lowering gas grocery prices? Because that's all. Isn't that what his biggest fucking vibe was? Make shit cheaper.
Well, they've already.
I don't give a fuck about anyone's name or capturing any other fucking lands. Can I get a cheap grocery bill?
Mentioned that while he's got these things that he wants to do, he may not be able to affect the price of groceries as quickly or as effectively as you.
Oh, right. Yeah, I heard like last week or the week before he said something. And it's like, no shit. They're not going to be like, oh, yeah, let's just make our prices cheaper. They're going to be like, oh, this is the new price.
You know, oh, wait, no. This one's going to piss me off even more, okay? We Americans describe distances in driving time as opposed to miles or kilometers. My European relatives always make fun of me for having no clue how far away the next town is, but knowing exactly how long it takes to get there. Which one is more fucking important? You know which one's more important? How long it takes to get there. That's what's more important.
That's how you know when to leave.
That's right. Oh, it's 45 kilometers away, and if I drive 35 kilometers per half hour, I don't know. I fucking.
Cool.
I now see back in the day.
This rant is 35 right now.
35K is like real slow. It's 21 miles an hour.
Well, listen, back in the day, I didn't know how far away something was, and I didn't know how long it took to get there, but I did know exactly how many cigarettes it was going to take me to smoke before I got there.
Oh my God.
That
you understand what I'm saying? That's the
information
information you need. How many cigarettes do I need for this ride?
Gross.
It's important information, right?
And if you can boil that down to how many cigarettes you can smoke in an hour or in a specific time frame, you can around to how long it's going to take.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do a bunch of math, you know.
You want to do a bunch of math?
All these are like boring. Go down to 13.
Wearing jeans, t-shirts, hooded sweatshirts when they're abroad. Lots of I like this one.
North Face, Abercrombie & Fitch, Hollister, Ed Hardy.
I like this one. This is one of my favorite. I read this before. This makes me happy. This makes me so goddamn happy. It's not even funny. In World War II, my grandpa's company had a problem with German spies. At night, the guards could not tell if intruders were returning patrols or enemy soldiers. Especially since the spies spoke with flawless American accents before opening the gates, they tried asking questions like, what's the capital of Nebraska? But it didn't always work since Germans were highly trained and could answer most of the trivia questions. Finally, they stumbled upon a simple but effective test. They would ask them to sing the fourth verse of the Star-Spangled Banner. He told me, if they started singing, then you shoot them. No American knows the fourth verse. Turns out the whole song had been included in one of the German espionage training manuals.
It's brilliant.
Oh, that was the fourth verse of the Star-Spangled Banner. And they start singing, just fucking shoot him.
Why'd you shoot him? Because
what's the second verse?
Actually, it's the second. It's the second and third verse where they start getting into some questionable lyrics. Big Daddy brought that to our attention a few years ago.
And we killed all those Jews. Like that?
No. Oh. It doesn't bode well for the indigenous folk. or the people who were indigenous to Africa and that we picked up on the way over.
Now this one, the last one, the rest of the world writes their dates wrong. Okay?
Or we do.
No. Because it's like fucking, it's like free, it's like the American standard, it's like feet and inches. All right? It's what month are we in? That's the first thing we need to know. What month are we in? Okay, right now we're in the first month. So it's 01. Then what day? Today's the 8th, 08. 0108. January the 8th, and now 2025. There's no other way to do it.
Actually, when the military notes a date, they do it more like this. They'll use the number of the day And then they don't go the number of the month. They go with the 3-letter abbreviation for the month and then the year. So today would be 8 January 2024.
Right. Listen, I know I've been railing, against Europe and all that, but we can't really trust the military, okay, because they deal with a 24-hour clock. All right. They deal with they. You can't trust them to tell time right. We're not going to trust them with the date. Sorry.
The 24-hour clock works perfectly. It's 21:42 hours right now. 21:42 Romeo.
Aren't you supposed to like the 24-hour clock because it's like what the military also uses?
I was just making You're right, babe. Thanks.
I just feel like if you're a fucking little trumpet, like, don't you like the military?
First of all, I was just explaining that if you can't trust them with the time, how are you going to trust them with the date? All right?
All right.
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 This is our favorite thing to do. Yeah. I'm going to bed. Bye.
Love ya.
Good night.
So that was,
That was the internet.
And yeah, and it sort of makes sense. I mean, I understand why all those things are brought up as points.
Well, now I know if I ever go to Europe, I'm not wearing a single sneaker.
I'm wearing white socks. I'm wearing sneakers. I'm wearing cargo shorts, a ball cap. I'm going to have to go buy some North Face. I don't even own any.
Are you? You should wear the white socks with the stripes on them, like we had back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah,
the big stupid stripes at the top.
The
Hell
kids
yeah.
these days love a tall sock.
And pull them all the way up.
Don't forget you a fanny.
The higher the socks, the downer the fool. Everybody knows that.
Well,
Nice and right.
when I'm wearing long trousers, I pull my socks up all the way anyway. I like the long socks because it gives me a little bit of support in the calf.
Yeah.
I've worked out from all my feet for a long time, so there's a whole thing.
You all right? Oh no. I'm sorry. She stepped on something.
Oh, no bueno.
No bueno.
So I'm hearing rumblings that the Biden administration is going to swoop in at the 11th hour before he vacates the office and put some regulations on tobacco that would effectively ban cigarettes as they exist today.
Well, yeah, we were talking about this yesterday during the meeting.
Yeah.
And, obviously, because that's what we do. And I don't absolutely hate this idea.
No, but it's...
I mean, we were just saying, there really shouldn't be... There shouldn't be more nicotine than what the plant can produce.
Correct.
Is what we were saying, and that has been especially Philip Morris, but I'm sure other manufacturers are guilty of it.
The American tobacco industry has played with with chemical formulas to adjust the amount of nicotine in cigarettes, as well as other chemicals, to adjust the level of how addictive they are and control the market.
My two favorite movies. Well, two of my favorite movies are Kingpin and Thank You for Smoking. Thank You for Smoking is a great movie.
I'm not sure that I've seen that. I know I haven't seen it recently. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Aaron Eckhart plays a tobacco lobbyist.
Okay.
And it's just all about it was all about the tobacco lobby and all,
Yeah. I
was
remember
really good. Really good movie, but my favorite line of Kingpin was be like, who's done more research on the subject than the American tobacco industry? And they say it's harmless. And why would they lie? Because if you're dead, you can't smoke.
The
logic is just...
The logic tracks. If you're dead, you cannot smoke. I mean, unless you're on fire.
It's true.
Because I've driven past the crematorium and seen a little puff out of the chimney from time to time.
That is true. But what are there got any details on that story? Or?
Well, they're also saying that this ban that he wants to put into effect would also be a huge gift to organized crime cartels, because the Chinese, the Russians, and the Mexicans have all been effective in getting drugs into the country and selling them on the black market. To add cigarettes to that list wouldn't be a tough thing to do.
No.
And the big problem is, John Q. Public's going to have to find a cigarette dealer now.
Well,
to get real cigarettes.
It's funny. You'll be able to walk. You can walk into. I'm going to go into Berman's tomorrow and buy a big bag of weed.
Right.
But you're going to have to get a connect to get a bag of Marlboros.
That's it. You won't be able to, you may not be able to get Marlboros, because I don't know if they'll be making export cigarettes. Oh, I'm sure they'll make export cigarettes. You just have to get those. Oh,
Marlboro still make Marlboro in Mexico.
Well, they'll still be here, but the difference is the cigarettes here. He wants to put a limit on how much tobacco you can put that can be in cigarettes, and he wants to make it so low that they'd either be non-addictive,
as they should be,
or have very little chance of becoming addictive. Hoping that those of us who want to continue to smoke will continue to smoke, but
dude,
when kids try it and find out that it's gross, they won't keep doing it.
But now, it'll be great, because you don't have to worry about it getting addicted, but you can still look cool.
That's a plus.
It is.
That's a plus.
Dude. If sometimes it does feel kind of cool to stick a big pouch in and suck on it. You know what I mean? You kind of feel like you got a mouth, you got a lip in, you're like, but it's not the same, like, fucking.
That is the worst. That is probably one of the worst things about smoking. It's still, in my mind, plays as cool.
It fucking looks cool
in some ways.
It fucking looks cool.
And I always enjoyed it.
Oh, it's so good.
Now, and I've always said that it pains me that I can't just, go out, have a couple of beers, smoke 3 or 4 cigarettes, and be completely and totally done with it.
How great would that be? If you could just go like, oh, you know what? I'd like to have a cigarette right now, and just have a cigarette, and not have to buy a whole pack. Just have a cigarette,
and not think about that again until maybe a month later when you decide to do it again.
Right. Next time you're having a beer with a friend, my mom had a friend who could do that. She only smoked.
I've seen people that can do that. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I'm not one of them.
No, I'm stuck on nicotine. Every once in a while I'll bum one, and the only reason that gets me by is because I force myself to not buy it. But I mean, I don't know if this lower nicotine level thing. I don't.
Well, it'll have to work for most people.
Even if he does manage to do this, I don't think it'll be allowed to stand. I think enough people jump up, and Trump will want to be the hero and say, "Oh well, we're just not going to let that law take effect."
I mean, yeah, who knows? I'd like to see. We'll see how that pans out. I think that would be. It wouldn't be. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
No,
I don't necessarily like. There shouldn't be more nicotine than what the plant can provide.
That's
so. That's where I'd like to see the limits put. And then, because, it's been a long time of just being fucked with.
Yeah. Yeah. And even when they were called out, you mentioned the movie Thank You for Smoking. Even when they were called out, they were like, yeah, that might have happened.
Yeah.
They didn't say, we'll stop. They just said, yeah, that might have happened.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing we did, all right.
So, how about this fourth verse of the national anthem?
I don't even know what it is, dude. Did you pull it up?
Oh, thus be it ever when freemen shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation, blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven rescued land. Praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause is just. And this be our motto, in God we trust. And the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that was the fourth. I wanted to make. I had to count. I was like, oh no, was that the fifth verse? No, there's only 4. Mm-hmm. It's the other 3 verses are kind of dark, man. On the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes, what is that which the breeze or the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected now shines in the stream. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh, long it may wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Yeah, like, it's dark. And where is that band so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more. Their blood has washed out of their foul footsteps pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave.
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, it's dark, and it specifically mentions slaves, like it's okay to do that.
Well,
hirelings being people that work for you, and the slaves. No refuge could save the hireling and slave. Huh. Dark stuff, man, from Francis Scott
Yeah,
Key.
well, that's the national anthem. I guess that's why we only know the first verse of it.
Because somebody looked and said, let's just stop here. Because that
I mean, we're playing this in a ball game, guy. Come on.
That first verse, that's plenty before we play.
Come on, play ball. We don't want to bring the whole fucking stadium down, guy. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy out there. It's absolutely crazy. And I think next couple of weeks gonna be a little crazier.
Oh yeah.
No mail on Thursday. The no mail tomorrow.
Why?
National Day of Mourning for Carter.
We really need that?
It's something they do.
I mean, I get it, but
like lowering the flag.
No, that's fine. Lower the flag. It's cool. It's the president, right? He was, But do we need to?
Well, speaking of president lowering the flag, Trump's upset that the flag will be at half-mast during his inauguration. He says he basically said that's not cool. It shouldn't be that way. I should be able to.
He should be.
I think it's a class like you said. Well, it was okay to lower it because he was the president, and that's how we honor that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it down. Let it be.
All right.
Don't do that. It's confusing when you're backwards. It actually fucks with my mind. Not because I know you're supposed to be the other way, but because you don't look right. Like right now, it's the way you look when I look at you. And now you're crooked all the wrong ways.
You're crooked in all the wrong ways. Well, I think we've successfully executed a B block.
I believe you're right, and we'll be getting to the C block, hopefully joining Pete and Big Daddy for some talk of fun and all that. We did save a bunch of articles from Big Daddy, so we do have a lot to ask him about.
Oh, we're drowning in articles like Bukkake.
Which, if you want to hear more about that, join us for the C block. We'll be starting 217C shortly. This has been 217B, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back on the C block. Son of a bitch.